Yeah, I think biologically we're all having a bit of a tough reaction to this new NRG Academy composition. It's a pretty drastic change up from what we've seen before, and it does veer into the territory of potential desperation to try to keep up with the pace that Sleepers have. But Athena, if I'm being honest, it feels like NRG Academy are too smart to realize that just meeting a pace is not going to be enough against a team as mechanically sound as this. They have to have something in the tank. Surely there is a game plan beyond just the double duelist poke, the smoke cycling with Clove, the basics, you know?
Yeah, I feel like when you're a team like NRG, you definitely have more in your playbook, kind of setting you up for success because you're letting this map float. You've played this map against this team before. You have the VODs and you have so much to prove. And as I say that, EP holding it down, and NRG looks like they changed their pace a lot.
Yeah, no reason for Salada to change where he's at, though, and he's going to be able to grab a second one on the way out of Lamps. Still holding on to this territory as NRG kind of just trudge in to the site. Not really a lot behind it with the pistols and Sleepers. We know how well they do there. Flawless execution to open up bind.
Such a solid pistol coming in from EP. Salada, the desk was just talking about how you don't want this player to warm up because guess what? He is one of those players that should not be getting all of those crazy frags, but he is on the Clove, pushing forward, not being afraid to get a lot of those picks. We saw him last game on that split, just taking that B main control, just fighting, getting one, going back for a second, playing really thirsty for those kills and not really getting punished for it. And of course, Leo following up with 2 of those kills. This was a really, really good round from EP. The pistol again going the way of EP. And it feels so hard for NRG now to kind of stop this momentum.
I want to talk more about Salada's smoking specifically, because the rhythm that he displayed with it on Split is already similar to how he approached it here. Just playing on top of a solo he set up, very confidently peeking on top of the one-way in the box, not really worrying about anything outside of his own territory. And with a composition and team like Sleepers, on Split you saw Salada do a lot of the same. A lot of hesitation whenever tossing smokes into something like screens or up on the tower, because he knows that the rest of his team is so keen to get ahead, get a little extra step forward, also always try to go for that switch up on how far they're going, that setting a smoke as permanent as Cloves up kind of forces you to one solid rhythm. So if anything, Salada is a lot of the time more comfortable in kind of forcing in his own territory, setting up the fences and playing on top of his smokes, while players like Leo and Tanza and even Sorex on his own smoking just kind of go buck wild in whatever territory they feel comfortable approaching. Again, very tough to manage, very low level of footing under you if you don't have the mechanics to back it up. But, you know, in moments like these where you just stand everything down, it looks so easy.
Yeah, it looks easy and it's super, super overwhelming as well when you're on the other end of it, constantly being put behind this util where you're not sure if someone's playing in it, around it, playing for it, or pushing through it. It's super hard to kind of face off. And again, winner of this matchup, one away for Sleepers, is making that into the upper semi-finals. The loser does get knocked down to that lower round 1, making them one more BO3 away from dropping out of playoffs. And NRG, they're looking to bring this back. They changed up their comp. They're changing up their pace, kind of showing us a new side and a new face to how they want to play this bind because they know that their old strat has not worked. But now it's just a matter of, are they warm enough? And can they defeat such a warmed up, momentum-based team like Sleepers? It's going to be a really tough one. And for this Thrifty, they're just looking to kind of get their ones, get their picks. But again, Sleepers not worried at all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just seeing what we can get away with on the way in. Nice start to it. Lamps, the slide in, already keeps Sleeper second guessing. And Tanza relinquished a pot shot. Stuck, you don't have your gun out, buddy? Come on. Giza with a free 3. And I mean, a la Sleepers, NRG Academy get the full drop on this defense. Minimal guns, and they haven't even picked up that many in Lamps. They're too concerned with the clutch god himself. A couple more crucial seconds where he could stick his nose in their business. But he will play for exits. The cleanup crew is not touching that room. Do not go in there.
What a way to die.
One more?
One more?
I see it. Come on. There you go.
Oh. That's still a really good thrifty, though.
Yeah, very, very impactful round from NRG Academy. Even keeping one there is, yeah, you're more than happy with that.
Yeah, really good economy damage. For Sleepy, looking pretty rough. They were not ready for that super fast aggression. And this is kind of what I was talking about, what the desk was talking about, what you touched up on too. NRG, new comp, new style. Will it come back and bite them, or is it going to prove that they have this depth to their playbook that they're trying to prove and not just changing up comp because they lost? And I mean, we haven't seen NRG be that aggressive where they're pushing all the way into spawn, being super convincing and just taking their ones, following up, trading like that at all on split. Felt like they were just shut down so early. But now that they're given that space, they were finally able to kind of prove to us that they're able to be as aggressive as EP. And now, just going to be a little bit of a slower round. Shotguns across the board for EP. And rifles for the side of NRG.
Yeah, a triple Bucky with these high flyers really feels like NRG Academy are ready to go band for band on the aggression with this composition. And Renz stepping up into the problem. Tanza, yeah, not enough range to be able to finalize the body, and with the heal, it practically matters not.
Spike planted.
Take back once again, a little slow going. This is, yeah, the rhythm that NRG Academy knew they could establish this round with the better guns, with the close quarters. They knew that these guys were going to be relegated to this round. And so NRG Academy will swiftly and cleanly pick up their second here on attack. And it seems like they have options that they're working with as well. It's not just send Shondex in with the light speed, have somebody else take the off angle behind, get a, wanton pinch in the middle there. Sometimes you're sending Giza up. Sometimes you're having Chloric waste his util, burn it all, and then fake away on the other lane with NRG, with the rest of the stack. Like, you have a lot of ways to switch up the mental and keep sleepers guessing on how they need to rotate and react because, I mean, as we've seen, they're very much more geared towards just standing down the crowd, getting their damage in, and letting the rest of the team do the work.
Yeah, it feels like they're fully understanding and developing the way that they're trying to prove their identity. And every single one of these players on NRG, they can be the standout player, aggressively or passively. I mean, you have so many good talents overall in this game. That's the reason why we're seeing so much brawl happening. And now the operator on Tanza, and he's pushed all the way through showers. This is going to be so much information for those rotates. You can see rotating towards that B site with that TP after spotting one of the players from NRG, but it doesn't really change much for NRG. No reaction. Trying to get the pick, but Salada just doing Salada things.
Wonder if that was a read because of the TP away. Ange understood that there wasn't any pressure for the lurk, so he's just going to stick around and take that fight. Tanza peeking into the crowd with this operator, instantly crowded. And that bird will catch Sorex's position on mid-site. So Duck would like to step into this early on. Leo trying to as well. Sorex manages the slide from Renz, and Duck has managed to step out of the smoke, but Chloric is still standing on the site and has a bird back out as well. Flashed himself, doesn't care. 3K now, and the Seekers are only a tool for Shondex to get that final shot in. So NRG Academy keep 2 standing, 3 on the board now, and that was such a great take of it, very patient, and even down members as well. They still found a way in.
Yeah, that was just textbook punishing the players that are super hyper aggressive. NRG just holding back, knowing that someone at some point is going to peak, pushing off that Tanza, getting lucky that he didn't get a pick, but then punishing Salada for trying to get some of that information and getting that aggression. But does not matter because for NRG Academy, they're just going to keep defaulting, holding what works for them, knowing that they can get a lot of that map control later in the round because CP, they seem to be giving them a lot of these picks and a lot of these ones on a map like Bind where small decisions are so important and numbers are so important, and NRG thrive off that. They're looking to just do the same thing again.
Drop in a smoke.
And just hold close. You can farm away on your way out. No matter what sleepers do, they're gonna keep playing their way.
Is ready.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know how he wins that, man. Free outlaw in your pocket, so Salat will head on over to heaven. Again, it's the committal smokes for these plants, like NRG Academy, they're gonna be as in your face as sleepers are. Waiting until the stack comes to finalize the tap. Giza, great turn onto Salada's body. So now sleepers have to press the narrative. Giza gonna force the rest of NRG Academy to do the same. Backyard brawls with two cloves just kind of waiting each other out like a middle school dance floor. Ren's dashing back out thanks to the saturate. Salada's body will expire. Giza's about to as well, but sleepers can spare no time. Giza still doesn't find the frag on the way down, and Ren's in the meantime also gets fragged up by Sorex. Ange with that snake bite, gonna waste a lot of time on the spike defusal as Sorex makes his way over, and Chloric able to turn to it just in time. The headshot not landed, and that was the last window available as sleepers have enough personnel to make the rest of the way through, and a thrifty to get them back on the board.
That was crazy. I mean, NRG, they took so much time getting onto that site, using that first wave of util to clear out showers. They were so scared of that they allowed EP to get onto site, hold that backside position, and go for a lot of these peaks. That's a pretty good punish from sleepers, making sure that NRG doesn't have the chance to retake that backside. Of course, they only have that sky util majority of the time in order to take it, and they knew it was used towards that showers, but rifle round here for both teams. Looking to go pretty fast again towards the short A. Smokes on site, holding it down, and they're holding for these fast floods.
They're ready for this slide in from Ren's. As the spike is tapped out. That shower presence is going to be a pain. Such a stalwart front line. Ren's crept up on, fast lane to protect, and Tanza will fall. And the poison orb to keep anybody from heading through the truck. And Ren's again, just holding it down. And he has the opportunity to skirt even wider now. NRG Academy infecting this site after having such a plain look on it to start with the plan. But keeping the personnel here, keeping it tight, and making sure those fights are clean as can be. Leo will make the call. Keep just one rifle stable, if that.
Don't miss me too much.
Nice drop shot. But it's another NRG Academy round that looks very decisive, very nice from them. This is like very replicable from them. They don't have to do a lot of conditioning. It is just, I mean, it's very sleepers-esque. Fight your way through it when you have to.
Yeah, they did a really good job at once they take the site, not rushing too hard, trying to get that plant down, holding, making sure they get those trades first before trying to force any of those backside peaks, trying to find those numbers. And they know that sleepers is going to give it to them. And so going forward for sleepers here, they're going to look to either be a lot quicker on those floods or at least stacking a lot of those sites and using util when they can, especially like a Fade Eye, trying to spam as they're coming up, or they're going to have to be a little bit more passive because they are being completely punished for these floods. And for both of these teams, it's a little bit harder to push out and to get those kind of aggressive peaks with both sides holding and making sure that they're kind of holding hands and playing together and having that good positioning. But NRG, they really deserved that round. I don't know if you noticed, but sleepers, they already had 4 players on site there ready to retake as the spike went down. It was super quick rotates. They knew that someone was going to be on the flank though, and they knew that they had to fight for that site. So really well played by NRG. They have to keep this momentum up. And for sleepers, looking to find some sort of adjustment here.
Level of confidence NRG Academy has to have to fully enact that. Knowing that sleepers could interrupt you at any point, but they just probably won't because they want that full-fledged fight. NRG Academy has been watching and studying and preparing for sleepers. Again, I mean, they give you plenty of footage and they don't tend to change too much about who they are. Tanza flirting in the bathroom with Ren's to start, trading a little bit of damage. Now they're creeping through the lamps. NRG Academy keeping 3 standing here. Convergent pass now to execute the back half of it, and Tanza not touched by it. Only able to get 1 shot to the face. Salada, it's a little awkward with these shotguns, but you've at least made a couple dents. Matters not, though. 5-2 NRG Academy. The economy looks beyond stable for the remainder of the half.
It looks like this U-Haul is the name of the game here for both teams for this A side. Just pushing, crawling, trying to get so much space. And I guess it makes sense when you have Buckies, when you have Judges. But man, Sleepers, they're looking a little lackluster now, looking a little bit lost. NRG pulling ahead, stringing those rounds together. And obviously they're snowballing because of that economy, constantly punishing them, getting them onto those low buys, getting them onto those thrifties. And they're not letting them win any more thrifties anymore, unlike the last game. And now looking again, like another A hit from NRG.
Yeah, just not letting anything slip by, not getting any opportunities to Tanza to go for this operator as well. And Shondex is taking this high ground without getting spotted just yet. So again, this same militant lineup for the front lines will now evolve. The Seekers on top to start in NRG Academy. It looks like they want to be hyper-aggressive on the back half of this site themselves. No convergent paths this time, but they have enough tools to work with it. And Sorex not checking properly. Ange managing the lurk off. Leo in the lamps trying to hold on, but Cloric's own shotgun doing a whole lot. The slide in from Renz is managed by Tanza, but he's got to do everything else with this operator, and that's just simply not gonna happen. NRG Academy continue to manage the insane speed that both these teams want to go at, but every single time it's been NRG Academy with the itchier trigger finger, and they have been scratching every itch they find on these sites.
NRG just reading Sleepers like an open book at this point, even holding for the flank every single time from Sorex. He's getting punished now. Cannot get any of that map control. Cannot get any of that kind of flood space that they normally get. It's crazy. And they're changing up this round now. They know that Sleepers is going to stack towards that A site, and they're saying that they're going to go towards that B. But as I say that, little bit of a micro adjustment, putting some pressure towards B, getting scanned by the Fade Eye and falling back. They triggered a trap play, but they're going to hear the TB back. They're still opting to walk back into this site. For NRG Academy, just full sending. If it works, why fix it?
Yeah, setting up a little more of a microcosm this time. Oh, but Renz, the short slide, it was all for the creep up into the showers that they knew were still occupied by Tanza, who has still not changed the formula, and the slow works on Solana's reflexes for the shotgun. Everything working out, Chloric, goddamn!
Oh my god, that was nasty, Chloric. What was that? That was insane. This U-Haul fight has been crazy round after round. Both these teams have been shedding blood in U-Haul, ready to fight for the death every single time. This is getting kind of crazy, and I really like that little micro adjustment from NRG Academy, putting pressure towards Hookah just for 1 second, triggering some sort of play, knowing that Waylay no longer has that double dash. And you can see they're so fired up. This is the momentum that NRG want. And don't forget, this is Sleeper's map pick.
Yeah, at some point you think they would be able to... Again, not even adjust, because that's not what Sleepers does. Just win. You'd think they could manage these individual fights taken up, but NRG Academy continuing to get the drop. Renz with a switch up, solo in the showers, smoked away, but found the gap. That'll force the fight against Leo. The Saturate has a beautiful ricochet, but Chloric has already made his way through short. NRG Academy hasn't been watched as the full stack does the same damn thing they've been doing! And Chloric gets another two-piece. They are on an absolute rampage at the moment, NRG Academy. And Leo, in the meanwhile, has decided to TP, and yeah, okay, Shondex will take his own. Why not?
This is wild. It looks like Sleepers is a completely different team than what we saw last game. So decisive on split, 13-7 to now being down 6 rounds. 8-2 for NRG Academy. They're looking so decisive. They know how they want to play this map. They're abusing the fast rotates. They're abusing the lack of teamwork here too. Leo just being caught out in the open, no one holding his short. It's so unfortunate. And Sorex, he had a little feeling there, but he still got punished. This is kind of insane, and this is a flip of script that NRG needed in order to get back into this. Sleepers picking this map. They were not expecting that NRG would be prepped and would be ready. This is a team that's done their homework, studied that VOD, and now being punished again on that A site.
And yet again, just cashing in. And it doesn't feel like any bit of value can be scraped away here from Sleepers. NRG Academy just keep getting to do the same thing over and over again. Theseus's push with how NRG Academy just slightly changes things up. Duck with a beautiful two-piece, though. He's barely spotted a lick at either of these, and the Nightfall gives away Chloric's position, but he's quick on the draw with this shorty again. And now with the dog being held onto this whole time, which I don't know how Chloric managed to do that, but he did. It sets up Ange for a 3K. 9-2 here with a new composition against a team that is so proficient on defense normally on this map, spelling big things for one of the low seeds that had already lost to this team previously in the Swiss. Nothing is the same here in playoffs, man.
Nothing is the same indeed. Both these teams fighting for their lives, but NRG, they are so... I love that for them. They are so prepared. They have so much of what it takes: the communication, the trades, the spacing, the speed, the aggression. And it's playing out perfectly for them. And Sleepy, they don't know how to adapt.
They're over this Viper's pit. And yeah, they've already had to dissipate it. Tanza taking the distance peaks, and Sleepers have somehow found this round. Okay, Sorex put up the Viper's pit. Renz was so tired of it, he just overdrive past it, and then that made Sorex tired of the pit, so he threw it down so that the rest of Sleepers could actually take a clean fight. It's like Sleepers are reducing what they have to deal with. They are doing the opposite of overwhelm, almost trying to bring it back to the bare bones fight, to clamor for a round, and it'll work.
9-3 half here. This is not what I expected at all. But for both of these teams, we know they love the attack side. We know that they're so good at this, playing off of each other, playing as a team, speeding up on a lot of these executes. Both double duelist kind of phenomenons on these comps. And for EP, they have to win this pistol here. It is so important for them to even begin to think about stringing rounds together, snowballing a lot of those ults, snowballing that utility. It's going to be kind of crazy if they don't win this round.
Yeah. It was the only round in the previous half they looked far and away to be the better team. And already NRG Academy want to make the fight their own, sticking 3 in the showers as Sleepers try to take over the remainder of the A site. Salada already peeking in, finding out how much is in front of it, and the attempted flank is a complete letdown. Sorex the only one remaining, and he'll nab 2, still maintaining that threat, while Chloric has been kept out in the TP, but now he's got help. And just made the TP over. And that's just the signal for Tanza to go for his own TP. And Sorex all the while. Oh my god, have they forgotten about him? Might not matter. They've already TP'd to try and play. Okay. We have 50 seconds to do this. We can do this all day.
What am I watching right now?
He's going to do it again. Watch. He's going to do it again. Just wait.
There's no way.
Okay. All right. Now NRG Academy will take the long way back over.
Spike planted.
We'll spike around the Rosie. 2 stack from NRG. You have a bird and you have a bite. So you can flush a lot of this. Gives away, it's a 1-1. So Tanza knows he doesn't have to peek a stack. Oh, the timing from Chloric is just, yeah, that's so easily caught, but all the while, ooh, Ange has been holding the spike, sprayed down just enough to dissuade him, and Sleepers will hold on.
They take that pistol, but it wasn't convincing. That was scary. Sorex being the reason why they won that round. The double TP makes a lot of sense. Tanza as well, clutching out with this 2K to make it a 3K overall, but kind of crazy. Really, really scary for a second there, losing those 2 picks. but a really quick adaptation here in NRG. We're going to see them be super aggressive towards a short A. This is a change of pace that I like to see from them.
Yeah, love to see that getting in front of it, but yeah, Sorex playing that back up. Again, able to very quickly put a stop to it. What's the next checkpoint NRG Academy have in their bag for a round like this? That bag is not very deep, at least this time around, so Sleepers... I mean, we said this last half, they shouldn't have any trouble with a round like this, but shoot. Engine Rens, though, yeah, I feel like they got the memo. They'll probably just play for the explosion.
One enemy remaining.
That's a good pick for Salada. One on his orb, trying to get another one. Trying to farm ecos with Tanza. Gets that away from him, and now flawless anti-eco for EP.
Two out from the drift,
to win their bonus round. Yeah, super close. Could snowball this Yoru ult. Get a lot of information with that. Play it into the mid round, especially when you're on this bonus too. It's looking like they're just gonna hold for this default. Timeout coming in. For NRG, they need to win this round if they want to pull ahead. And it makes sense that they put out this timeout because they got to figure out how to play this bonus round. They got to figure out how to shut it down. If they let Sleepers win this round, it could very quickly snowball into being an equalized amount of rounds. They're up, but they need to make sure that this round goes their way. Especially when it's a gun round. You don't want to ruin your economy. It's just looking like a strategic timeout to talk about how they want to set this up. And I think for both these teams, right now, they both look super solid in what they're trying to do. But for Sleepers, they just look like they've run the same thing a lot of times, and NRG has seen that. Whereas now they're playing into a little bit of a wild card comp. They're taking a little bit to adjust. They're taking some time to figure out how they want to play against it. And it's looking like they're going to need a lot of help from their coach for that. But again, both these teams super solid on attack, so we don't know how it's going to play out.
Yeah, seems like if NRG doesn't win this round, then we might get 2 timeouts in a row. But yeah, calling it, since you had that extra one after not using it in the first half, a good place to kind of set yourself up, understand what might be the most threatening round of the game for NRG Academy. And already continuing to condition a lot of that early aggression, just burn some time off the clock, understanding that Sleepers would like to play late occasionally anyway. Tanza able to peek with that outlaw and find pick number 1, so NRG Academy will react a bit brazenly. Double stack back out. Chloric makes it work with the frag back.
You blink.
And Renz has been watching Sorex's lurk this whole time. He's seen this story before. Two smokes up from Salada. Got to be the dash in for Leo on top of Saturate. But Duck is the one with the spike and just peeks in before getting the gun out post haunt. That should do it here for at least the round. Question is guns. How many does NRGA hold on to?
1 enemy remaining.
Might be all 4. Oh no, Salada will at least end Chloric's run. 3 kills though for him though. Going wild this game. 17-8-7. That's nuts.
10 seconds left.
So,
things
are looking good here for NRG. I mean, they were able to come away with that bonus at the very least. Being said, I mean, even in moments where Sleepers were kind of just doing defaulting things and looking for early picks, they did get them. So you're gonna have to do a lot more of like snuffing out intel and actually doing some like get off me type stuff to make an impact going forward once the guns are bought up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually really surprised too, based on last game, that Sleepers, they've really slowed it down on that round. Whereas we saw previously on their bonus rounds, they love to hold W, love to fast execute, just follow up with those trades. They just tried getting there once. But as I say that, they're changing up the pace of this round. Obviously using their Euro to get all the information on who's on site. The double TP coming in. Super fast shower plays here.
Triple, in fact. Renz has to be the leading man, and Ange only good for that one. Now you have 3 in the showers that Salada can kind of just peek into. A bird out from Giza is a tad bit late, and again, Sleepers, they just get ahead of the situation. Salada, that is ballsy to call the shorty there, but knowing that they're going to stick around for a fight like that. And Sleepers, with that boastful confidence, will keep 2 standing and get their 6th on the board here. Managing this back and forth, it continues.
The Sleepers' reaction to turn around and fight that showers instantly was super quick, but super well made, because that fight was so important. If they had lost that showers control, they would have had to take some more space backside. But as you could tell, there were more players backside for NRG Academy. And the decision to just fight together is what sets this team apart. Slaughter obviously getting 3K there. Kind of crazy that he can't get traded. But his movement, just keeping him on top of that, keeping him insane. And Giza pushed up all the way up the short A now. Trying to return because they are on a thrifty. Trying to get any of these peaks. Now, no information given to them. So they're stacking on that B site. But still, they haven't kind of seen that Sleepers has really slowed down their gameplay, because that last round they went so quick. They kind of think that that's the vibe that they're going for the rest of this game.
No noise on Hookah's sand, so Chloric will turn back.
My ult is ready.
And the 4 stack, as loud as Sleepers likes to be.
30 seconds left.
First light speed in, and everyone takes the TP. NRG Academy should be pretty on top of this. Everyone's going to get back to A-side at about the same time. Well, Duck actually fakes the first tap, goes back to the truck, as he realizes he has those couple extra seconds. Leo gets Shondex on the first peek out of heaven. Now it's Sleepers that have their own ridiculously set up frontline battalion. Ange has gotten 2 on the Classic so far. Giza managing the choke up in the lamps and now resurrecting himself. Another one? It cannot be this round, surely. Orenz fiddling with the Outlaw. Makes it a 2v2. Salada still holding in the open. Ange now for 3. Cleanup crew activate. Everybody do your share. Sorex, 54 HP. In the 1v1, Viper v Viper. Smokes up on top of Ange's body at the perfect timing. And Sorex clutches to make it 7-10.
That was so close for Sleepers. Really scary for them. But they were so aware at the beginning. Using that TP to go back once they spotted the players there. Sorex holding this flank, working really well. But man, we need a stat on how many fights have been in U-Haul and how many of those fights that NRG Academy have won. Because it feels like they've won almost every single one. For Sleepers, my only advice to them would be to avoid U-Haul, because NRG have been so good at holding it down, even on those thrifties. And now a full-on execute coming in, trying to punish that Viper's pit. And Leo getting that
finds
first hit.
Renz instead. Yeah, and now he's gonna step out, finds Ange as well. Squeezing blood from stones here. That convergent path's got Leo so far, and he was determined to make everyone else know that the whole time. Tanza eventually trading out after the step out is too much for Leo, so it's a 3v2 still for Sleepers bottom line as they'll finally get this spike down. Tanza TPing out though. We'll make it a 2v2 for a couple crucial seconds as Chloric, with that last bit of util in the tank, is going to confirm at least one of these positions. Shondex extending from heaven to confirm that body for it. And now it is indeed a full-fledged 2v2 as Tanz has made his way back, stacked on top of Sorex. No time for anything beyond just the firing, and Shondex lets a head go as another smoke is so well-timed from Salada purely for the spike. Or excuse me, that's on top of the spike for Chloric's sake. Who will net one on the spray? Sorex, though, adjusts, and yet again, it's him standing alone to make it 8-10 for Sleepers.
Sorex on these clutches, being the reason that the team has so much confidence in him. just as a player, he's so solid in these clutches even. Really well played. And for Sleepy, just like that, it's 8-10 for NRG Academy. You have to be sweating. You're on a thrifty. About to be 9-10 if you lose this round. And there's all of a sudden snowballing these rounds together. 2 ults online. Viper Pit online. You do not want to let them get in these post plants. And their only answer is to stack towards the B site, try to fight, or set up at least a Showers trap play.
Well, Sleepers are going to confirm where that trap is by finding Shondex with the Prowler, and so far, no Refract, no Light Speed, just Chloric with a Bird. Surely they're keen to this, and yep, they are ready to watch it. Tanza scoped down the whole time, and Sleepers are going to bulldoze this opener on Octagon. And yet again, escapes with the 1, and no one is immediately behind it, so he'll actually get out. 4v3, as Sleepers gets, oh my gosh, Ange. How does he keep double dipping and getting away with this stuff? That is nuts.
I don't know. That's gross.
Anguissa standing in front. Smoke's gonna fade here, and Sorex, no reason to move up until the clock hits. Anguissa's really feeling the burn. No easy way out of that. And Renz is alone. No easy way to interrupt this. So, Ange has to be that saving grace. And used everything in that opener on the sand. It's base made by Renz.
Here we go.
And the relay bolt into the overdrive. Full-blown 2v2. Now that pinch onto the lamps has gone through, Duck really trying to play the waiting game with the help of this toxic screen as it's yet again Sorex with the off angle. You don't even need to wait for your teammate. Sorex bookends his 3rd consecutive round to give Sleepers just a 1-round cap.
This has completely flipped on its head. The only round that NRG Academy won was their first gun round against the bonus. And now all of a sudden, this is looking crazy. Sorex 21-12, doing God's work in every single one of these clutches, getting a 2 to 3K almost every single round now, and being painfully aware of any flanks coming his way. This has completely flipped the script now. 1 round ahead, NRG Academy, they're going to be scrambling to try to string any amount of these rounds together. Maybe some sort of aggressive play with this Waylay ult. But it's looking really scary all of a sudden for them. For Sleepers, they seem to have cracked the code. We talked about how both these teams on their attack side are super solid, right? And now we're kind of seeing that in play. Sleepers only getting 3 rounds on their defense half, and now NRG only 1 round on their defensive half as well. This is a tale of 2 stories, man. They really need to figure out how to set up for these plays and how to set up for these aggressive plays as well. They almost get it. Ange getting a 2K. Maybe they can recreate that. Looks like it might be their only option, but they're opting to do double duelists on A for NRG Academy.
It's one of those games where like you hate to admit that it's the hero moments that just might decide it for NRG Academy, but the hero moments just might decide it for NRG Academy. Leo with the convergent pads into the double dash is not going to finalize a blow. Renz is still at 22 HP. Shondex holding it down with the refract, but it's too close quarters, and Tanza's just going to walk it down. Lamps taking over. A-site next on the chopping block, and Giza has a tough angle to take. Leo just walking it down, and Sleepers, they're really starting to feel it now, aren't they? You can see it starting to boil over here. And I mean, shoot, is Chloric even going to dare to... Well, yeah, Andrew's walking in, so... See what you can do. Ah, that'll cook it. And your eco's toast if you don't save this Phantom, at the very least. It will be 10-10 as Sleepers speed running their own way. And we got to get a look at the heat map after this game is done, because Lamps is just a breeding ground.
Yeah, this is kind of wild. We see NRG trying to set up some sort of fight towards that short A, but it's so hard to fight. If you're double duelist, you need to be on the same page. If you're fighting or if you're falling back,
We know what we're
On top of that, you don't have an
Trust each other
initiator
and
there
move
to
each
help
other.
you get that info, to flash, to push them back, or at least delay long enough so that when you do fight, it is a really solid one. So Renz and Shondex, they just got punished. Both Waylays using their ult, both Waylays punishing each other. But it's just the fact that Leo was so fast on getting in there with Tanza. So fast to follow up. And this is what we're talking about for Sleepy. Their spacing is so good. Their trades are so good. They're so ready to play off of each other and be together. And we're seeing them do the same thing going into this round. 4 players towards this long B, trying to punish this trap play that NRG Academy seem to keep setting up.
It seems like Cloric is just so ready to launch a bird, and then they never find the right timing for it. Giza's gonna back out with that not dead yet, but Cloric's already been taken care of, so Giza doesn't have a reopening. He's just gonna see if he can find a pick off, and now Sleepers can leave! Oh, Giza's just gonna chase it down, he's gone! 4v3 though, this is salvageable, especially now that NRG Academy know at least what side of the map the spike is on for now. They can try to read the TP, rotation, whatever ends up happening from here, with a little less duress. And make sure Ange isn't sitting there either. Shoot. Oh, instead it's Hookah. He's still gonna get 2, isn't he? Oh, nearly! Duck! Escapes barely. Viper's pit on top of the plant, but Renz is here early to interrupt. Yet again, down to crumbs of health, but he's gonna make it work with the slide in. Tanza with the catch. And that's all your plan B's gone. Shondex alone. A lot in his toolkit to at least rip pieces of this off, especially with Duck so low. But do you even dare? Oh, he spotted a barrel. Yeah, that's a freebie. Why not? Just skating. Tanza again. Right place, right time. 11-10. Sleepers are in the lead. 2 rounds away from sending NRG Academy down to the losers bracket.
This is crazy. This is the first time all game that Sleepers has been in the lead other than winning that pistol. And NRG Academy, they just can't answer back. For this round, they're opting to force, get these Guardians and go for some sort of desperation play. They do not want to play for the tie right now. They want to win this round, but it's going to be really hard. You have another Yoru wall online for Sleepers. They love to get information with this, and the full push down long B. They punish Zorax, but Tanza gets one first.
He's just in the shooting range right now. He's taking this so casually, man. And all the while, guess where we're really pushing? That's right, all reliable.
Poison's on.
Ange, once again, in the pocket, trying to find his rhythm. Salada, tough timing, gives it to him. Lamps owned by NRGA. 2v3 as Ange has the rifle. And Cloric is on his way back with the dog in tow. Nice sense to step out, wait for the C's. Now the Seekers to try to wall him, but Leo just burns through it all. And Cloric has to try to save it by picking up that rifle. He cannot get more than 1. 2 rounds of match point here for Sleepers. This attack half has been nothing but glorious from them. And they got 3 ults, bro. God damn.
Yeah, this is this is not looking good. They got rifles online. They have those weapons down. Getting a few of those picks helped them a lot last round. And again, another U-Haul fight. Going crazy, trying to get theirs. Cloric really trying to get that desperation play out of there. But yeah, the aggression just getting punished too from NRG. Sleepers, they were so ready for it, holding that long. They knew that they were going to try to do something crazy, and now full ults execute onto this A site from Sleepers.
Such an early smoke into the shower. Salada just doesn't give a care about that. None of the members of Sleepers are going to care if you put something on the barrier. They're just going to walk by it. Salada's fully taken over A site, and the most was stopping him. Now it's Tanza with his own shotgun that's going crazy on this link. Can NRG Academy even get in? Watching from the outskirts, Salada's just gonna ulti to stare them down. And this is as full-fledged and disgusting as you could get to end things. Sleepers continue to dominate when they're winning. And they are winning today. Into the winner's bracket round 2 they go.